Start streaming. BoobTube. How you gonna react, BoobTube? Think I'm live on BoobTube.
So is this a blind stream?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We're live on live stream.
Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to BoobTube. And we are live. I hope we're live. Everybody, welcome. Yep, getting audio coming in. So for those of you who are new to my channel, normally I do my live streams on Twitch, but I felt for something of this magnitude, maybe we should start on BoobTube, and not start on Twitch, and then transfer to BoobTube. So the purpose of this discussion, because as you guys all know, I like to keep things civil, and cover all of the logical issues, such as when I've covered the Tracer being gay comic from Overwatch, when I covered the quote-unquote new origin of Captain Marvel, and when we talked about Toku, Marvel, and DC. Since this is Fallout 76, since this is E3, I wanted to start here because I figured this would be a topic of hot discussion that would cause a lot of drama, shall we say, on BoobTube. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody to BoobTube. Now,
people asked the trailer, so
yeah, now presumably you've all seen the trailer. Don't worry, we will be replaying it here for you lovely people. And then I will talk about all of the lore and all the details we have about Vault 76, because even the source I'm pulling from lists the official sources. And we'll go through it and we'll discuss the concerns people have had, like the online component. But there's things you guys need to understand about both the Fallout, the Bethesda, and the Skyrim community that will make you seriously consider good points, bad points, so on and so forth. So, let us kick things off with the teaser trailer itself. And we're going to pause right here. Almost Heaven, West Virginia, our opening song. Because, of course, there's always a unique song that goes with each Fallout game. This should not surprise anybody. But, West Virginia. Now, this actually does fit with lore. Vault 76, which is mentioned in passing in one of the many vaults that are detailed in the Citadel in Fallout 3, does mention it's in Virginia. Now, some people might comment the fact, well, why is it suddenly in West Virginia and not Virginia? You have to keep in mind the Fallout universe. There's a lot of stuff that's changed. The Mediterranean's been drained. Technically, Canada has been invaded and taken over by America and is part of America. There is an entire resource war. There's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in the Fallout universe.
If I don't recall, there's going to be cut content for free.
There's going to be cut content for 3, but the thing is, you have to keep in mind is that they're using actual songs from the era. So, technically speaking, in universe, there could only be one Virginia. They could have merged West Virginia and regular Virginia in universe, but they're not going to go and get someone to remake classic songs, because they're basically just taking classic songs and basically buying the rights to use them.
well, they actually had well, not the first Obsidian when they made Fallout New Vegas. They did remake one a classic song.
But Bethesda doesn't typically do that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
even if the song says West Virginia, it probably doesn't mean too terribly much. I mean, even in universe, it could just be the people pining for the old days when things were less complicated. So, Virginia still matches. Virginia is where Vault 76 was located in the Citadel, whether it's West Virginia or combined Virginia. Because keep in mind that in the Fallout universe, there are other things that don't match up with our universe. For example, Massachusetts, Boston, where Fallout 4 takes place, it's known as the Commonwealth. It's not Boston. It's the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It's not Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It's CIT, Commonwealth Institute of Technology. So the Fallout universe takes liberties with towns, and its world is really crazy. And of course, what we see here on the screen is an obvious Pip-Boy with, ironically, an alarm set for Vault-Tec radio.
And if you freeze frame, it has a date on it.
Yep, 27th of October, 2102 or 7. Apparently, and if I'm reading it correctly, it's 6:34 a.m.
I already started, my dude.
I've been pausing periodically for the
Yep.
lore and discussion. But yeah, the time, 6:34 a.m. is apparently what it is on the Pip-Boy. So, that might explain why the vault's so empty, as we see later.
Maybe this character that you do not know the name of is the Overseer.
Could be the Overseer. As we pause and just take a look at the actual place location here, I mean, we don't typically see in family units the little good evening, good morning rotating. That could just be specific to Vault 76, or could be an indication that they're the Overseer. But there's other interesting things to note here. They have what looks to be a backpack and a traveler's hat, which is typically not things you see on Vault Dwellers. Vault Dwellers typically wear vault suits, so he has some traveling clothes.
As to employ, the vault's been opened.
There's also a guitar. There is a golfing set.
Yep. Both packs.
But when the fighting is stopped and the fallout is settled, you must rebuild.
And then, of course, we have what's on the screen itself. The TV says, when the fighting is done, the fallout has subsided, you must rebuild. So clearly, Vault 76's goal is rebuilding.
Now, one detail is that the TV's in color.
TV's in color. Another thing is that I've paused at just this moment on the awards case. Now, it's really hard to read everything, but we've got Outstanding Achievement Award. We've got several awards. So this Vault Dweller is an award winner. They've got, looks like a barber's award, because there's a pair of scissors and a comb. There's a toilet award. I don't know what that's for.
Best utility guy.
Probably utility guy. Several other plaques. So he's got 6 awards.
Definitely the Overseer.
Then, of course, we've got the laundry room. It's a very well-maintained vault. You are invited to something.
Right. Going back a bit.
The vault's obviously set up for a party, but it's weirdly empty. The vault also has a basketball court in it.
And there's a poster for something.
There's a poster for something.
I just want to go back to the laundry room real quick because I noticed the Giddy Up Buttercup.
There's a big Giddy Up Buttercup in the laundry room.
But no, but if you look at it, it looks kind of worn and battered, like it's been out in the places.
As is to imply with the backpack, someone's been
Coming and going.
been traveling.
Because the rest of the vault is perfectly clean. Now, yes, the vault is eerily quiet, and we're celebrating Reclamation Day. But again, it's 6:34 a.m.
Yep. Or is it?
In Vault 76, our future begins.
Could be really early. It could be really late. Well, hang on a second. Just. What is it? He shows the time on his Pip-Boy when he's putting it on.
I think it's the same time, but we can go back. See if we can.
I think it's like 2 in the afternoon.
Let's freeze frame there. No, it still says 6:47. You have to read it upside down, but it's 6:47. It's the same from the opening.
Huh.
So, now, it's clearly using a 4-digit clock, presumably for a 24-hour clock,
Yep.
because there's no indication of AM, PM. So what does this tell us? It's probably 6 a.m. And how many Vault dwellers do you think are going to be up at 6:30 in the morning?
Not
Well,
great.
boys,
well,
6:30.
well, obviously this one was over us.
Who could be an overseer, or he could be their explorer, which would explain the backpack and the beat up, giddy up Buttercup.
Yep.
Like maybe his job is literally to go out and explore.
Gather resources
In
into
Vault
our, the
76,
surrounding area.
our future begins.
What are you guys talking about?
Vault
We're talking
76
about-
reveal.
We're streaming here.
It's a live stream, Red Boot. So
So we'll jump over to the actual wiki for Vault 76. Vault Tech The Vault Tech terminal in the Citadel lists Vault 76 as a control vault with 500 occupants.
Well, I'm sorry, I just woke up.
It's okay.
Well-
It's okay, Red Boot. The vault was designed to open 20 years after a nuclear war. So among the 17 known control vaults, meaning that it was used as a baseline to compare the experiment vault. So no experiments are going on in this vault. It's designed to open 20 years after the nuclear war. So these are going to be one of the first Wastelanders. It's mentioned in one of the alien captive recordings on Mothership Zeta, also in Fallout 3, recorded by Giles Westercroft, that a Vault-Tec official who was abducted while inspecting the vault's construction site. So the aliens know about this vault, and they know the insides and in and outs of this vault, because they abducted one of the construction workers. And in Fallout 4, a newsreader in the prologue mentions Vault 72 debuting in 2076 in honor of America's tercentenary when discussing Vault-Tec's plans to expand. We have additional information. Started construction February 2065, ended construction in 2069. 500 occupants. Duration 240 months. Computer system brain power 4. Primary power supply is the lifelong geothermal power supply. Secondary power supply is General Atomics nuclear power, and has no non-standard equipment. We have concept art of a female wearing the uniform. Pretty standard uniform, honestly. It's a Vault-Tec uniform. You can't really expect too terribly much from that. So, what can we expect from Vault 76? Well, it's being treated as a mainline game, so we're probably not going to get a vault managing sim like Fallout Shelter. It's going to be a mainline game, probably on par with New Vegas. I doubt it's definitely not going to have a brand new engine, let's be honest here. They're going to be using the 64-bit engine they used for Fallout 4 and Skyrim SE. So, we do know that they're using what looks to be a completely different Pip-Boy, so that kind of helps go with the idea that this is one of the earlier vaults, because it's using a more archaic Pip-Boy.
And an older Pip-Boy fits with the time period.
True. Though Pip-Boys have always been something you can't really judge things by, because let's be honest, every single Pip-Boy in every single game has been more advanced than the previous one, and yet they're all supposed to come from vaults. So you
could argue that each vault had a different shipment.
Yeah, you could make all kinds of arguments. Like, there really is no way to go by Pip-Boy. Pip-Boys are really more of a gameplay mechanic, because it's just kind of weird that, like, we had Fallout 1 had the Pip-Boy 2500, yet Fallout 3 had the Pip-Boy 3000, Fallout 4 had the Pip-Boy 3000, what was it, A, and friggin' New Vegas allowed you to upgrade to the Pimp-Boy 3000.
Pip-Boy 3 billion, actually.
3 billion. 3 billion.
Yep.
So, yeah, Pip-Boys, not really a good way of indicating anything in the Fallout universe, aside from maybe giving you an idea of aesthetic. So we know they're definitely going with a clunkier aesthetic. It's going for a bulkier Pip-Boy. Not nearly as bulky as the first generation Pip-Boys we see in the trailer for Fallout 4. That thing was massive.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the information we know about Vault 76. Now, the other thing I've seen people comment about and getting butthurt about is that, oh my god, it's got online components. I'd like to point you... That's the thing that Bethesda said, it's got online components. However, I'd like to point you guys to 2 mods that have been made for both Skyrim and Fallout 3. This is Vault MP, the Vault-Tec multiplayer Fallout 3 official page. This This is the official Vault MP page for the Nexus Fallout 3 from vaultmp.com and brickster.net group. Vault Tech Multiplayer Mod, Vault MP, is a multiplayer mod for the PC version of Bethesda's award-winning role-playing game, Fallout 3. And then I point you over to Tamriel Online, Skyrim LAN multiplayer. This mod brings LAN, an online multiplayer, to Skyrim. Finally, you can explore with your friends. So, before everyone gets butthurt about, oh god, the Fallout game's going to be like Destiny.
And under this, there's closed beta for a New Vegas multiplayer.
So basically, modders have been trying to add multiplayer to Fallout since Bethesda bought the property. People have been trying to add multiplayer to Skyrim. People have been trying to add multiplayer to Oblivion. The player base wants online capabilities for these games.
There's just one problem with online, like if they do say online composed stuff, what they really mean is Creation Club, possibly.
Oh, definitely there's going to be Creation Club. There's no doubt about it. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. As I've talked about in the past, which I haven't actually recorded for you guys, but I've talked on my Discord here, the Creation Club isn't a bad idea. The pricing is what's the problem. It's just the pricing. The content's good. It's just the pricing doesn't match what you're getting. The Creation Club is not a bad idea.
Some of the Creation Club items are priced at the same as, or if not more than, the actual Workshop DLC. Which is insane.
It's insane. But the content itself is well made. And the big benefit of the Creation Club is things like, for example, survival mode on Skyrim. They add new functionality that modders can then take advantage of later on. Because whenever new stuff is added to the Creation Club, they modify the base game. So when they add survival mode, even if no one bought survival mode, the survival mode options are now baked into the base of Skyrim. The cold system, all the armors that were updated.
Meaning these features could be modded in.
Same thing with the ability to paint weapons and Pip-Boys and power armor and all the stuff we got in Skyrim. Those features were added to the base game. Base painting was added to Pip-Boys.
So, if you do hate the concept of Creation Club, consider this: it does make mods more accessible to the game itself.
Yep. And of course,
I'm looking at the teaser trailer and I see the freaking company logo for the Pip-Boy, and it says it's the Pip-Boy 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that's one of the original Pip-Boys.
So,
But
yeah.
if you look at the trailer closely, it does say it right there.
Yeah, again, that's showing that's one of the older Pip-Boys, which we've already established that one.
So, these are all things that you need to keep in mind. Another thing you have to keep in mind, before anybody freaks out, Fallout 76, or Vault 76, it's weird that they're calling it Fallout 76, it's definitely Vault 76. My guess is what's going to happen is when it actually releases, it's going to be similar to New Vegas. It's going to be called Fallout 4, Vault 76.
Possibly.
That's
Just
what I was thinking when I saw the title.
Like, what's really what annoyed me from just the trailer alone is it looks so much like Fallout 4. It could have been a DLC type thing.
Oh, it's
some
definitely extending on the Fallout 4 engine, but let's be honest, New Vegas is extending on the Fallout 3 engine.
Well, yeah, but it has its answers to that. But what I mean is, like, if you look at all the models and the effort that's been put into it, because it's all pre-rendered stuff that's been in Fallout 4,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like the trailer was in game. It's not gameplay yet, so can't judge it on gameplay alone. On gameplay.
Oh yeah.
It looks like the minute they finished with Nuka World, they immediately went, "Okay, guys, let's start working on our next game. Let's start working on our next Fallout game."
We done
That's
here.
That's why you see next to the TV, Cappy and Muggy, the mascots for Nuka World. That's why you see all of this stuff.
But again, New Vegas recycled tons of assets. Heck, I talked to you guys, obviously not on camera with you guys, but on my Discord, I looked in the New Vegas as I was working on one of my New Vegas mods. they've got the perks for frickin' Herald and Great Itch in New Vegas. Like, those perks exist in the system. They were not removed for New Vegas. New Vegas recycles tons of assets. So, of course, the next Fallout game is going to recycle tons of assets. Heck, there are assets in Fallout 4, Fallout 4 itself, that contain assets from Skyrim. Did you know that, technically speaking, in Fallout 4, it contains multiple damage types? Cryo, fire, electrical, energy, and just, the standard physical ones. But also, it contains the functionality to dual wield. You don't have the animations to support dual wielding, but the code itself, the baseline code, can support dual wielding.
Yep.
There's no interface in order to enable you to set dual wielding, and there is no animations for dual wielding, but weapons, items, armor, they still use the Skyrim system of left hand, right hand, or both hands when it comes to weapons. So I actually did create a test mod a while back when Fallout 4 first came out, and I never released it because it was just me. Actually, I think I did release it. It was just me messing around. It's somewhere up on the Nexus. I could probably find it. Which was literally dual wield.
So theoretically, you could dual wield, but it's not properly coded.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about that is, they did the same thing for Fallout 3 when they first made it, because they were using the Oblivion engine. They're using Oblivion's game mod information. They just slapped Fallout on top of that game engine, which is why, if you look into the creation kit for that, you'll see there's got some burn out support and there's shield bashing and all that as well. So all of the same stuff for Fallout, like uneven horse riding, like it's got all that in the Fallout 3, but you can't access any of that stuff. And so the same thing, like the exact same thing for Fallout 4, but for Skyrim. Like all the Skyrim's same mechanics and stuff from Skyrim. It's just that's what the base engine they used.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably got shouts in. You probably got shouts in Fallout 4. You got all that stuff.
I think there is actually a category for shouts, because shouts are treated separately from spells.
You just can't access any of those things in Fallout 4. Or in Fallout 3. You can't access it. You can't access any of that stuff in Fallout 3 or New Vegas or Fallout 4.
And of course, the last concern a lot of people have is, well, if they're going to be doing online components, there's probably going to be no modding. There's going to be modding.
Oh.
Let's be honest, there's going to be modding. Bethesda made their name from their ability to mod their games, especially Fallout and especially Skyrim. They are not going to remove modding, especially if they're going to have Creation Club. There's going to be modding. Do not worry, even if there's an online component, which people want, as I've shown you previously, we'll still be able to mod Fallout 76. So,
What's really
And these mods might actually sync up with the online servers.
yes, because since they're building in an online function, that means that you'll actually be able to sync your mods to other players.
But what's really hilarious here, hilarious is we've got Elder Scrolls Online, and people don't think people haven't said anything about not being able to mod to that, because you can mod to that. You can mod the user interface on your end.
Mm-hmm.
So there are mods for Elder Scrolls Online. So anyone who says, "Oh, we can't get mods for Fallout 76," have you seen Elder Scrolls Online's mod page?
Hey,
Just basically UI stuff, but
with Fallout 76, it might not have a Battle Royale mode, and not remove the campaign of it. You know,
It's even on the Nexus. There you go.
Yep.
Now, there's not a lot up there, but you can mod it.
yep, you can mod it. You can have fun with it. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, technically speaking, if you wanted to put the effort in, you could mod all the armors and races and whatnot. It would only show up for you, but you could.
You can modify the game however you see fit. Just when work like that. Oh, and I should be done by now. I have to go quickly because things,
No problem.
prior engagements.
That's new this
Yeah.
week. Let's see. Can I just see? Latest?
Fallout 76. No need to get upset about it. Just we haven't for God's sake, people, we haven't even got the gameplay trailer up yet. I'm observing. I want to be hyped for this game. I really do. I am one of the people who got really hyped for Fallout 4 when it first came out, and I realized what Fallout 4 was like. I want to be hyped for this until I get the gameplay. Until we see gameplay trailer.
Yeah, don't freak
My
out.
hype levels are low as fuck. I mean, low as hell. We shit demonetized.
You know
I'm always going to be demonetized. I can't monetize at all.
You know what make Bethesda easy money? If they remake Fallout 1 and 2, but in the first-person view.
Well, this is
Look, here's a reshade for Test Online.
like this game. This 76 is basically their engagement to see what if they should remake Fallout 2 and 3 and possibly Tactics. Like if this is successful, they could remake 2 and 3. Hell, if it's really successful and people really want it, they could even, and they think Tactics is great, they could even try and remake Brotherhood.
Look at this. ESO graphical extender. A major graphics overhaul for ESO.
So anything could be possible if this game is successful and people buy it and people like it. So I'm waiting for the gameplay trailer before I go any further.
And people will obviously want to buy it.
And off I go.
Goodbye. But yeah, seriously, folks. If you think that something's not going to be moddable, it will be moddable. It's one of Bethesda's bread and butter. Is their moddable games. Especially if they're going to have Creation Club. It's going to need to be moddable for all the Creation Club people that they pull in. And just look at all these mods that exist for ESO.
And as we stated before, if it has Creation Club, then all these mods will sync up to other players.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you people, since there's a lag here on YouTube, I'm going to give you guys in the chat a few minutes to pop in, add any questions, and then we'll end the stream. It's not a very long stream, it's only about 27 minutes, but I think we covered all the key points we need to cover on why you shouldn't be freaking out about Fallout 76. Alright, I think we're good here. Let's